Man, leave it up to Instagram to mess everything up. They take my accounts away. I pitch a fit. I write a show about my accounts gone, and they couldn't wait like 3 more hours to make it right. I'll tell you all about it. Let's get to it. We'll have a little bit of fun tonight. What's going on, guys? Welcome to Proper Royals Live. Tonight it is yours truly. I was going to take you through my trials and tribulations because, you know, all the positive stuff, yeah, sure, that does okay. But what you guys really like is when you hear about people suffering, right? I was going to deliver. I had the goods. I had the thing we all worry about in this day and age. It's fleeting. I don't even that's fleeting. I don't even get like that perk. Thank you for being here. All joking aside, thanks for everybody that all the support, checking in on me, all that kind of stuff. It's kind of weird, like put into perspective, kind of the world we live in. I'll talk all about it. We'll get to that in a minute. But all is good. If you haven't heard the update, yes, that is it is now a clickbait thumbnail. My Instagram accounts and Facebook accounts are back. Although interesting, I haven't had time to look at it because I had to go do the show. My music page is still MIA. It's not banned, but I don't have it. So if anybody could find Adam Shira music for me, check in on it. I haven't even had a chance to go like look and see if I could see it. That's in Facebook land, but it's less important to this audience, but I do use that page a lot to get gigs. Again, we will get into all of that. Thanks for being here tonight. I'll take you through that whole escapade. I had set out this week to do the show on building a business from scratch as far as social media goes, because I finally got the car wash rebranded. I got the new signage up. I'm done with done. I'm at a point with the reptile facility renovation in the car wash that I really need to focus on building the car wash business. And I've talked about it in bits and pieces here and there, Proper Cup of Joe and all that, but I really was just going to focus on it because I think it's a great analogy to us trying to build, ball python or reptile or things in the reptile community. So anyway, I will get to that. I'm going to do that. I'm still going to do that part of the show. But then when the accounts went away, I was like, man, everything's starting from scratch. So it was really going to be just a really clicky, heavy show, but the cat's out of the bag. Like nothing stays secret, but I'm thankful. Again, thanks everybody that checked in on me. Not that anything was wrong. There was nothing wrong with me, but it was kind of neat because when it first went away, there were some people that were worried that like, I don't know, something bad had happened or I quit or I couldn't handle it anymore or whatever. Those decisions do get made and that's okay. Like if you need to step away, that's there's nothing wrong with that. So it was kind of cool to see that. And then otherwise it was just a lot of people going, well, let us know what the new account is. And we got to build you back up. And that's community right there. That's really, really cool. So thanks to everybody. I will get to all of that shortly. How about some announcements? I don't know if you noticed, I got a little Proper Royals soccer jersey. These are the samples. I say these, I'm wearing one, but I have another one over here as well that I'm going to show you another option. This is the sample that was sent to me. I've got enough time to order a batch for Tinley. This is medium, and it's actually a little bit big on me. I thought it was going to be the other way. I thought it was going to be a little bit small. The cool thing about this offering is that you could customize it as your own. For $30, I'll get you a custom jersey. The only deal is you got to pay for it up front, or you could buy it at Tinley, non-customized. It'll just be generic. And I haven't decided. I'll put something like, maybe, I don't know if I can fit all proper royals on the back, but maybe I'll just put proper and then numbers. But I want to do these only for Tinley. Obviously, if they're left over, I'm going to sell them, but I'll do a different theme or a different color for each Tinley event. So $30, customized soccer jersey. It is 100% polyester. It has a little bit of a stretch to it, but not too much. It's pretty firm. It's definitely not like spandex, but it's got a little bit of a stretch. It's that breathable, like wicking kind of thing. And for reference, I'll stand up in just a moment, but for reference, I'm like 100, 145 pounds, 5'9", and this is a medium. You'll see where it fits. I'll take these off. 1 second. I'll show you here. That was the customization. Pretty good. So if you want your own, I will. I have to place this order like next Tuesday. Like, you tell me what name, what number you want, and you get me $30 through whatever pay platform. I'll have it at Tinley. Or you can, on this batch, if you want me to ship it to you, it's going to be $40. I think shipping's like $6.50, $7. But by the time I drive there and go through the pain and the hassle, you're going to pay me $3 more. How about that? Because it's a nice round number. I'm not going to say $37.50. It's $40 if you want it shipped to you. If you want a custom one, I think they're pretty cool. I don't really have a complaint other than I like my shirts a little bit more snug. I like black t-shirts, and this, it feels like it kind of hangs off of me a little bit. So I don't honestly know. I think I would go to a small, but then I might regret some, dad belly decisions or events in my life that have led to the dad belly. I'm not sure. So you'd have to decide. These are unisex. So men, women, you can decide. I clearly don't have much in the way of pecs. So if you have pecs or, breasts, you will fill this out a little bit more. Bear that in mind. But you can place your orders with me, and I'll double check. I think I could go up to like 3X on these things too. So I'll post all of it on Instagram. But there's this shirt, this blue and pink, and then there's this one that's also pretty cool. And I thought it had a little bit of like a golf shirt look to it, but it is still a soccer jersey. One thing I'll note is this one has a wider neck. This one has more of a V neck, and I actually prefer a slim neck because I don't have much of a neck. I don't know if you noticed. If you're one of those dudes with a bigger neck, you might like this one. Either one can be customized with your number and whatever name you want. And actually, because this one doesn't fit me, this medium captain number one off. I won't make another one captain. This one can be yours. Same deal if you want. So there we go. And thanks for the kind words, Dragon Soul. Sorry, they already got me back. I'm just as strong. So thank you. I feel good. They got me back this afternoon. You guys can message me on Instagram. But one thing I learned from this whole thing, properroyals.com, excuse me, I could get that right too. properroyals@gmail.com is the email. So anytime you want to get in touch with me, I felt bad. I'm going to get into it. I lost customers. I lost business. Even in just that one day of losing communication, I learned so much. The other thing, big announcement. This might even be a bigger announcement. I don't know. I swore off many, many years ago, and I blame this on Chris Eaton because I'm going to Toronto at the CRBE September 13th and 14th. I'm getting pretty excited about it. And Chris says, you better bring some merch. And I said, okay, fine. I'll finally give in. The first ever, can you believe it? Proper Royals stickers. I never thought it would happen. Let's get them focused. Then they're actually pretty nice. I like them. I got 500 of them. We'll start there. They'll be free, but you got to come see me. Like, I'm not going to mail. Like, you want me to mail them to you? You got to buy something. Buy a shirt. I throw in some stickers. Buy a snake. I give you all the stickers you want. I'm probably not going to drive to the post office to or even stick it in my mail. I have a weird situation in my mailbox. I pretty much have to go to the post office if I want to mail something. Anyhow, I will have those at the shows with me going forward. And yeah, exactly. See, oh, look at that. That was a pretty smooth move I just pulled there. Actually, not bad. I could do little sticker tricks. Yeah, thanks, Chris. I appreciate it. You did this, and now I have, yeah, got some stickers. Okay. I'm not actually going to throw those. I don't feel like picking them up. There's a whole stack, and there's 3 more stacks just like that. So I got about 500 of them. I am ready to go. Let me know. I'm kind of excited about the jerseys. I will have them, the non-custom ones. I will bring them to Tinley as well in various sizes. But if you want yours customized, which I'd love to do for you, I think it'd be fun. And I won't do the same ones ever again for Tinley. So or at all. So these will be the fall 2025 Tinley edition. Actually, maybe on the non-custom editions, it'll just say 25. Maybe that's what I'll do. That's how we'll remember when was what. Anyhow, we'll see on that. Let's see. We talked about Toronto. It's amazing the relationships that form and like how different people connect. So I lose my account, and those of you that don't know, I'll be going to Toronto to the CRBE. I'll be broadcasting with Chris Eaton, the Fat Man Nation, Proper Royals, live together for 2 days straight for the first time ever, first time in person. I've never met this guy. Highly questionable decision to go to Toronto to meet Chris, I know. But we are going to broadcast 2 marathon days. We turn the mics on. They don't get turned off till the end of the show each day. So it'll be live. They'll be on the Fat Man Nation on YouTube. I'm not sure if we're still discussing like multiple channel streaming. We'll figure it out. I'm not concerned either way. But so Chris calls me, and we were working out some logistics. And I told him, I was lamenting to him that my accounts got taken. And like, he puts things in such perfect perspective. He's like, you of all people, here he is over here, you know, with his own brand, and I'm the one that gets taken down. It's a weird world. You wonder why people, you know, go dark. You wonder why they end up the way that they are. Like I start to see it now. You try and do good, and you just suffer. This would have been a way better show if I didn't have my accounts back already, wouldn't it? Anyhow, thank you, Chris. I appreciate it. And Chris has got some fun promos coming up. You guys are going to know about this CRBE. So check that out. We got some, I think he said he's going to unveil it tonight, or maybe he already has, and I didn't see the update. But keep an eye on that. September 28th, I will be live vending in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. If you could get there, that was a little voice crack. That's odd. If you could get there, it was a really killer show last time. It's in the arena, and the last time the show was there, one of the like the PBR thing, I guess, in bull riding circles, like that's the gold standard. The bull riding show was there too, competition event, whatever you call it. And I say that not to entice you by bull riding, but I'm saying it's a legit like venue. This is a big venue that this thing was at. And they have doubled the size of the banquet room that they had for the show. So I was really impressed. It was a good show to sell at. I had a good time there. But I hope to see if you get a chance to go, come on out. I will be there, and my inventory is nice right now, man. There's cool stuff. I had some cool things that just left the egg. I'm hoping it's September 2nd. Yeah, 26 days. I could probably, I don't know if I'll get 4 or 5 meals in them. I doubt it. You'll just have to watch on Instagram or YouTube for that. We'll talk about where I'll be focusing on that. Or you could watch on properroyals.com, where I post all of my inventory. I only post like 25 or 30 on Morph Market. I only have that tier where you can only, I don't know what the number is, 25 or 30. I can't see paying $800 a year to post higher than that. My needs are met posting my 25 or 30 on there. The rest go to properroyals.com. As always, you might have forgotten, but Patreon gets first dibs on animals. So that's another reason why I don't need the higher tier on Morph Market. Come to the Patreon, you get first dibs, you get great community, you get a library of my content that's Patreon only. And it's really aimed and geared towards the audience and the community in the Patreon. They do a lot of business together, and it's a cool scene there. So starts at $7 a month. That gets you full access. Everybody gets the same access. It's $7 a month. The $7 basically goes in the tip jar. $35 a month builds you store credit, and I eat the fees. So you put in 35, you get 35 out store credit. And there is a seniors tier that's kind of a consulting tier. That's $100 a month if you feel like I could help you grow your business. For me, that sweet spot is at that 35 mark. Because you get all your money back. Like if you ever think you'll buy an animal from me, go there because you're going to get first dibs on it. And I usually sweeten the pot on the pricing and the delivery for Patreon as well. So check that out. Next week, I think he's in the audience. I saw him show up. Next week, Craig Hansen from Bash Coder is going to be on the show. It's the return of Epic, the Exotic Pet Industry Conference. If you haven't marked your calendars, September 27th. I've been at work. Craig has been hard at work on the upcoming Epic conference. It's going to be fantastic. We're going to be unveiling everything from keynote speakers, schedules, all the tracks. We've expanded the tracks. It's going to be on a Saturday afternoon, 6 hour plus or minus length runtime of the conference. And we've really diversified things in this session versus the one that we did in April. I'm looking forward to it. We'll have all the details unveiled. Next week, the 9th. And then that gives you enough time to plan accordingly to be there for the event on the 27th. All right. Harbins, what's up? You got to go back and rewatch the beginning. I modeled the jersey. I explained how you can get the custom one, all that good stuff. Go check it out earlier. Sammy, I've got pink and blue. You got to do it. And you know, if this one works for you, just shoot me a message. We'll get it right. Okay. And Chris, yeah, I got plenty of stickers for you. You're going to wake up with stickers on your forehead, man. Then on the 16th, I've got Josh Gertz back from Critical Hit Exotics. If you missed last week's episode, like if you ever watch this show, you never hear me go like, oh, I'm not just like trying to advertise right now. It was a really cool show last week. We talked about the psychology of game theory, which really is the science of decision making, and applying the sciences of decision making to the ball python market, whether it be pricing on Morph Market, whether it be auction strategies, whether it be marketing, sales techniques at live expos. It was a blast of an episode. And I was planning on covering that and how Josh uses AI in this day and age. And we didn't even touch on AI. So September 16th will be, that's a Tuesday night, Proper Royals Live. Josh will be back. We're going to do an AI focused episode. Before I get like really like crazy deep into this, losing my accounts and all that kind of stuff, I just got a text that you probably heard, and somebody says, Jeff, and they're important to me, on my live show right now. Call you later. There's an important person, so I had to message them back. What I wanted to say was I was really, really thankful to the advertisers when the accounts were taken away from me. If you think about it, and maybe I'll dive into it more. Let me just get to the meat and the potatoes. People like Palm Street, Cold Blooded Cafe, Redline Shipping, everybody was like, dude, just figure it out. We're good. I think of like the value proposition, social contract, the unspoken part out loud. If I don't have followers and accounts, suddenly I become way less appetizing to the advertisers, and it'd be unprofessional of me to share any individual deals and that sort of thing. But I could tell you that the advertisers make up a large portion of my livelihood. And when I say they keep the lights on, they literally keep the lights on. When I say that these are businesses, companies, people supporting our industry from within our industry, I'm very, very serious about it. So go check out people like Palm Street that bring this product to you ad free. I don't know if you've noticed, you haven't seen an ad. You haven't been interrupted by a bit of an ad on Proper Royals content for some time now. Go check out Palm Street. You can apply to sell in the link down below, or just go to palmstreet.app to get the app. And even if you don't sell, go check it out. Find out like what I'm talking about. What I don't want to name other people, but what a lot of other breeders have been talking about. Go check it out. There's no harm in checking it out. Like you're not gonna like be tagged as like some other tribe or something. Like let that crap go. Go check it out. Also, like I said, I want to say thanks to Cold Blooded Cafe. If you don't know, the promo code Proper11 now gets you free shipping on any order over $200 from Cold Blooded Cafe. That's Proper11, Proper 11, then 2 numbers. And that's reusable. It used to be a 1 or a 2-time code. Now you spend it, you're going to get the free shipping, and each box I think is $35. So if you get to a second box, that's actually a $70 value if you hit a second box of frozen rodents. So check them out. Thanks so much to the advertisers. We'll get to the others very shortly. Speaking of the others, watch this little trick. See, when I'm running solo, I don't have the background to hook up the advertisers, but StreamYard, not that I'm affiliated with them, but StreamYard, if you want me cutting promos for you, you talk to me. Look at this. It didn't come on. Come on now. Where is it at? Uh-oh. I'm going to be in trouble. There it is. Okay. Now I just have to do like, watch this. Chip, 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 chip. Here we go. Now it all makes sense, right? The stuff I do. But like I say, this is how I keep the lights on, and these people do support our industry. You're not having to watch ads or see ad placement for, something that your Google phone spied on you while you were saying. So thanks, everybody. What happens when you are starting from scratch? I have to pretend like I am. If you're just joining me, the accounts are back active. I'm thankful for that. I appreciate it. Supreme Gecko, Wally, how you doing? I got your note, man. Thank you so much. I never did get any feedback. So here's what happens. Yesterday morning, I wake up, and probably like most people, because we have these horrible addictions to these things and the apps that are contained within them, I check my social media, and I lie to myself saying I'm checking for my customers, right? Not because I'm a psychopath that needs to check my media. I'm checking for my customers. And I go look at Proper Rodents, which I've been pushing a little bit more and more. I haven't actually done any actual advertising promoting that I would sell live rodents, although I would. But I've been pushing and pushing. It's been slowly growing. I've been slowly expanding my stock of breeders, and I'm just about ready, and I just about have the inventory the way that I want it to really, really make a push in the local market for live rodents. And just happens that I've got a reel that is, viral is a dumb word. It's all relative to what my rodent videos do. This thing was wildly viral. I think that page had 1,600 followers. From the one video, I gained 800 new followers, 120,000 views of me just doing rodent chores, taking them out, putting them in another bin, dumping the original bin, putting them back in the original bin, in the clean bin, closing them up. That's it. Professional facility, not a dungeon of a rodent facility, all that kind of stuff. It's nice. I put a lot of thought into and making sure that I look professional into what I do, So there's no exception when it comes to the rodents. All right, I'm going to check out those advertisers. I'm going to take those off. It's distracting me right now. We'll put them back on here in a little bit. And somewhere that's been up a week now, maybe. And somewhere in there, somebody commented, what a way to live. Animals shouldn't be in cages. I don't engage on that. I don't think I can change somebody else's mind. I think that they're entitled to their viewpoint. I disagree with it, particularly in this circumstance where this is food being raised. Our own food is raised in similar, hopefully humane, well cared for conditions, clean, healthy, all of that kind of stuff. I choose not to engage on those comments, but I don't delete them, which I think I've updated my thought process on that, where I think I will be deleting them. Anyway, I started to see a little bit of momentum being gained on that comment thread. And then at like 10 o'clock yesterday morning, boom, gone. Can't get into any of my Instagram accounts. Casey Goff from Goff's Reptile Creations messages me. He says, "What's up with your Instagram account? Oh, what's up with your Facebook accounts?" Meta took everything. My personal account on Facebook, my music account that I like get gigs with. Like if I go to a pub and say, "Hey, I'd love to play here," and they go, "What do you sound like? What do you do?" Boom, I can go right there. That's what I do. And that's gone. Little interesting follow-up on that. My Proper Royals page, which is kind of home base, my Proper Pythons page, which was this sort of like viral snake video page, 140,000 followers. Thank you very much. That was gone. And of course, Proper Rodents was gone. And then, so what I think it was enough complaints. And I really think that it's all a set of math. We throw around the word algorithm. So math equations, maybe. I don't believe a human was involved in any of this, not in the decision to ban me, not in the decision to reinstate me. I do not believe there was any human involved except for yours truly right here, right now, in this whole ordeal. So what happens, it says you can appeal. So, okay, I'm going to state my case. And I've been like put in timeout before, but this one was different. So if you follow too many people at once, like if you clearly are trying to work the algorithm, which sometimes I do, it'll put you in timeout and it takes like a day or two and it's really annoying, but it just pops back up and it's fine. This one was a little different. They said your account's gone. You could click here for a file of your content that you can download and it can be yours, but you only have 5 days to do that. And otherwise you have 180 days to appeal. And then otherwise your account gets thrown in the garbage. But when they tell you that, there's nowhere to appeal. There's not like a click through. There's nothing. So you got to check back with this stupid notification and there's no phone number. There's no other page. There's no drop down menu. There's nothing. It's just black and white. And so you have to wait. And then, and it's a pain because it logs you out every time. You have to relog back in and they do the code thing and the 2-factor authentication because according to them, you don't exist anymore. And then finally, like 6 hours later, I was able to finally appeal. It finally said, "Oh, appeal." I was like, holy cow, finally. And then in the appeal notification, like you're feeling good because you're appealing it. And then it says, well, we'll review it. If we decide that you indeed can come back, great. If we decide you can't, then you can never appeal again and your accounts will be deleted immediately. There's no gray area. There's no customer service. There's no to this day, I've gotten no explanation. It just says violated terms of service and Meta platforms are a place where everybody can feel safe. Like, thanks. Proper Royals is a place where everybody could feel safe, apparently, except for Adam. Like, this is nuts. So I go through that and I was thinking there was something else I was going to say along the way, but I've forgotten. Anyway, I go through that, no explanation. And then this afternoon, I just get 2 emails in my associated email account. You may now reuse Proper Rodents and one other account that was, I have another account that I work on for in my consulting life. It's called Proper NC Outdoors. I'm working on trying to demonstrate the value of building community. So various resort communities that I work with in my consulting career, it's a little bit of an old school world. And they're like, I don't know about this social media stuff. I'm like, well, you're missing out. But anyway, that's a different story. But anyway, it said I could use that again. They said it was back, and all of a sudden it was back this afternoon. So big deal, right? Oh, Adam went through a little bit of a hectic time. Poor dude, his social media got taken away. Here's kind of the thing. And I know we talk often because I'm on Tuesday nights, I'm on Thursday, I post endlessly. Social media isn't just like a hobby for me. It is what allows me to really take a stab at chasing the dream of what I want to do, which is work for myself, be self-sustaining. And I really enjoy the ball pythons. I enjoy the reptile game. I enjoy the community. I enjoy figuring out the angles of it. I enjoy the side hustles to the side hustle, i.e. the advertisements, the custom jerseys, all of that kind of stuff. And these media platforms are how that is feasible. So it wasn't nearly about my ego, or what do the kids say, my aura or my clout or whatever. I alluded to it a little bit earlier. The advertisers are what allow me to be profitable at this point. I'm not profitable on snakes. I am profitable on rodents, but not to the magnitude or the volume or the scale that I need to be. So the advertisers and those relationships are what make me profitable. Thank God I have good relationships with them. And I was upfront with, in a roundabout way with everybody. I was pretty straightforward with everybody, but a few of them I reached out to directly. And that's a little bit of a sliding scale of what the payment is. And obviously if the payment's higher, the expectation of return on investment is higher. So, without that, I would not be profitable. This would be a losing operation without that piece. So when those accounts were taken away and given, I mean, frankly, that it's shocking enough. The least they could have done, Meta could have done, is said, we review these and many accounts return. We just want to see and find out what's tripping up the system. I don't know, something, or, hey, here's a phone number you could call to get a human and understand, or get an explanation, a little coaching on, here's what you did wrong. Why don't you not do that again? Like, come on, to Chris Eaton's point, this is proper Royals. It's in my name. Like, I'm pretty upstanding. Like, I'm not out picking fights, looking for trouble here. I don't really specialize in the wow factor, I guess. Maybe in some ways I try to, but not in that way, not in violation of the terms of service. So I'm thankful for the relationships, but let's be honest, at the end of the day, this isn't a charity. Those companies aren't acting in they're kind, but my pitch and my value proposition is that you will get a return on your investment, i.e. you will make money if you let me advertise for you, and I work hard at that. Without the platforms, without the reach, without those nifty little numbers of followers and all of that and metrics, that goes away. And I'm not naive about that. Like, that was a very, very big concern. I'll build the pages. I built them once. I'll build them again, but I'd prefer not to have an interruption. Do you know how hard it is to get long-term committed advertising partners? I've worked with Redline. November will be 4 years working with Redline and Cold-Blooded Cafe. Shedtesting.com, a little bit over 2 years now, which is great. People like Portuguese Pythons, they're about to be on their third year. B and S Reptilia, almost 5 years I worked with that guy. I need to sustain these. And thankfully, like I say, I think they would have shown me quite a lot of grace. But from a business standpoint, that's me not delivering. That is me not being dependable, not being reliable. That's me not showing up for work. And it's one thing if I get myself into hot water. When I didn't do anything, I better stay out of the hot water. Like those days are behind me. I've done enough screwing up. Like I don't need help screwing up. I can shoot myself in the foot. I don't need anybody else to help me do that. So that was a real stressful component of it. Interestingly, though, it kind of lit a fire under me to say, okay, what's the alternative? What haven't I been doing that I could do immediately? So I kind of have this rule whenever like something amazing or something horrible happens, or I feel any kind of certain way, I give myself like a set amount of time to be feeling that, good or bad, because they're both fleeting. They're equally as fleeting. We have to remember that. So it's usually about 12 hours, really dire situation, 24 hours. I'm not talking about somebody dying. I'm not talking about those sorts of things. I'm talking about just stuff that happens in life that we like to complain about, or we like to get down, or we let control our outlook or our mindset or our relationships with other people. No, what are you going to do about it? And if the answer is you can't do anything about it, you got to move on. To the point of what can you do about it? And what I could do about it was I had to look myself in the mirror a little bit and say, what haven't I been doing that I could be doing? Honestly, it's YouTube. YouTube has never suspended me, has never told me I'm, has never taken me offline. And when there's an issue, they actually send me an email or a message or a notification and tell me exactly what the issue is. Hey, you can't use that music because it's copyrighted. Okay, I won't do it anymore. Great, on we go. Problem solved. Everybody's still good. That feels like a healthier relationship to me. The other thing that from my own personal experience, I don't know if you guys remember, there was a long time I wasn't on Instagram. I was just like, I don't need to be on Instagram. I don't need to know about it. I don't get it, blah, blah, blah. Eventually, obviously, I realized I do need to double dip. I need to focus. But I built, I think, 2 years of Proper Royals only on YouTube. If you look at like my total like videos posted, hang on, I don't remember exactly the number. I think it's something silly like 800 videos or something. Like there's a feasible point where in the next year to year and a half, I'll crack like the 1,000 video mark. What could I possibly have had to say for 1,000 videos? So I had built my brand on YouTube without Instagram, and it made me realize, let me try and refocus on there. And then of course, like I get anxious and antsy, and like just sitting there or trying to focus on like a movie or the bottom of a glass of alcohol, that's not good for me. So I just get to work doing stuff whenever I'm feeling frustrated or antsy or anxious or depressed or even overly happy. All of those things, I'm like, no, I just got to get on to work. So I put out a whole bunch of, 2 long format YouTube videos. I've started experimenting with YouTube Shorts, which I've never really messed around with. And then obviously I'm doing the show tonight. Lo and behold, it works if you work it. The metrics are up. The subscribers are up. Even in 24 hours, I see like a pop on all the metrics. I'm like, okay. So at the core of it, I want to be diversified. If something goes down with just one platform, I want to be insulated with other platforms. With Instagram and Facebook being tied together, and I know we all roll our eyes at Facebook, but I'm going to talk about Facebook in a minute. It's vitally important to me. And I'll tell you why in just a second. But with those gone, it left really kind of YouTube, my website, Patreon, and TikTok pretty well insulated. Do I put as much effort into all of those as I do Instagram? I don't. Instagram is really, really, really good at giving you really strong results with very relatively less effort, which is great. I mean, what a great value proposition. Crank out more content quicker, easier, and reach more people. Great. But turns out you can get kneecapped really easily. And if that's all that you do, then you're stuck and you're at the mercy of that. I know people like to complicate things and they like to make things more dramatic than they are. I know a lot of people think that I really am like in some like alignment against certain people or specifically Morph Market. I'm not. I'm a customer customer of Morph Market. I'm also a believer in Palm Street and diversity and variety in our marketplace just for occasions like this, just for the fact that these things can happen. I don't even think it's nefarious. I don't think anybody out there is going to go, you know what? I'm going to crash Morph Market, or I'm going to kick everybody off. I'm going to kick all these paying customers out of here. I don't believe that for a second. I do believe that stuff happens. I believe in this day and age that things can crash, technology can fail, a business can get sold and changed overnight. It's not like we're unionized sellers on Morph Market. And if there's not more than one viable platform, it bothers me. It bothers me from a fairness and competition. It bothers me from feeling stagnant, all of that kind of thing. And again, Palm Street does a phenomenal job in their platform. I like it. I like that I can interact. I'm more comfortable interacting and selling this way than I am in just a picture of an animal. That's where I'm at in my business. That's why it works for me. So that's why I advocate for Palm Street. And I do use it, and I am a believer in it, and I have had success. So checks all the boxes, makes it easy for me. But philosophically, there's a really great example of why I do believe in having variety in the marketplace, both for sellers and for buyers. So long story short, the accounts are back. I'm still going to work at it. I value and I'm thankful for having my Instagram accounts. But it taught me a couple of these, all of these thoughts and these lessons to really kind of button it up. Some very, very specific things. Yesterday, I had people driving over an hour to come pick up rodents. I had told them I would confirm with them in the morning the time that we were meeting. We only ever spoke on Facebook Messenger, local customer, and we communicated only through Messenger. Didn't have that. Not only could I not commit to meeting the customer, I was ghosting the customer, and I had no way to reach the customer. And I don't necessarily think it's the customer's job to go Googling, trying to scrounge up my phone number. It can be found, but it's not front and center. I need to put my phone number front and center. I know a lot of people, even my wife, were like, well, you're just going to put your phone number out there? And I was like, yeah, every business in the world puts it out there. It's for me. This is a business. I need to put it out there. So I'm going to update all my bios to include my phone number. The other thing is, anytime anybody's a customer, I'm going to give them a redundant way to get a hold of me. The phone number is the easiest. Just text me. But we could still communicate on Facebook Messenger or whatever, any other way that we do. But I need to give customers a direct line to me so that if these platforms go down, I'm not missing out on business. I had another set of customers who thankfully did Google, and I think that they went to properroyals.com, found my phone number there and called to confirm, but they came to buy a snake at the shop. So I missed out on the rodent sale, which actually was a pretty nice batch of rodents. We'll catch back up later this week. And thankfully I was able to connect with the customer today and explain everything. But that's just not something you should put customers through. Secondly, that snake sale, I almost missed out on. Thankfully, that customer did take the initiative to go find the number and to get in touch with me and still make arrangements to come pick up the snake. For that, I'm thankful. Those weren't there. So transparency and redundancy and communication are two things that I've learned I've really, really got to make sure that I'm doing in the future. A stronger focus on like what worked for me. I already proved that YouTube worked. Why in the world did I go away from it? I need to refocus a little bit on that. Then there's the big elephant in the room, TikTok. I can't quite figure it out. I don't feel like I'm like fit in there, but social media is all about being like your authentic self, right? So I'm going to do it. Maybe I'll flounder around for a while there, but I think it's necessary, and not having Instagram and Facebook made it clear that I need to do that. I told you earlier, I'd tell you why I find Facebook so valuable to me. So Proper Royals on Facebook has about 1,200 followers. Not a massive number, but most of those are local Minnesota, Minneapolis, or upper Midwest regional people. Those are the closest customers that I can work face-to-face with, deliver in person, help in person, build a relationship with in person. Those are the like hottest leads. And Facebook is really where like my pet people are. Those are folks paying retail pet prices for stuff that on Morph Market breeders turn their noses up at. They're beautiful, eye-opening animals that you don't have to put 15, various genetic jargon combo nicknames next to. They go, that's an amazing animal. Can you tell me more about it? And that is such a valuable component of what we do. And I think that they get alienated. And that Facebook group is where those customers are that I value so much. So not having access to them, and it took me forever. It is hard to build for me. I don't know why. I don't know the secret to building quickly on Facebook. It takes me forever to build on Facebook. So that going away was really, really terrifying. So I'm really thankful that's back. And I'm excited that I don't have to rebuild that. So that was the thought and the piece on, Facebook. The last part, really kind of cheesy, kind of goofy. I realized how much I really do like the group chats, the messenger, the sort of the show behind the show, and private groups and chats with friends, the business deals that go down in those. Like, I'm not saying I'm wheeling and dealing every day, but I felt antsy. I was like, man, I'm not even able to do business today. Like, I couldn't throw any lines in the water. I couldn't inquire on anything. I couldn't see what, somebody was willing to, any of those sorts of conversations that normally would happen through Instagram. Those weren't there. And like I say, I know it's cheesy, but it kind of made me realize how much I do enjoy this community and how much I do interact with it. And I admit I missed that. It's not the same as just comments. The comments on the reels are good, or the posts, but the real, like I say, there's kind of a real niche that just feels comfortable to go to, and that wasn't there. So anyway, there you go. There is the saga of the lost accounts of what I think I've learned, what I'm going to do next. And hopefully it helps. So if you ever run into that, just be patient. And if you truly haven't done anything, especially anything disruptive or hurtful, go appeal it. I've gone through like the timeout appeals before, and where I've had to prove that I'm actually a human before, but I've never gone through like the threat of my accounts being totally taken away. So anyway. Excuse me. It's one thing when there's not a guest is running out of air and needing to take sips of water is it adds up. And I had a gig on Saturday night, so my voice isn't exactly all the way back anyhow, but that's okay. That's I'm not slowing down for that. I promise you that. To get to the meat and the potatoes of what I was going to make the show about is we usually talk about it, like Stephen and I have done shows about this before. And I'm sorry, I haven't been able to keep up with the comments because I'm trying to engage the camera. Because if I stare here like this through the whole time, I'm going to get distracted by the comments. I'm not engaging the camera, all that stuff. So I'm going to go back and I will read it. And if there's anything that warrants like me reaching out and following up with, I definitely will. Stephen and I from Leviathan have gone through hypothetical scenarios of starting a business, building a ball python brand, moves we would make, all that kind of stuff. We've done that before. I am in the place right here, right now, in reality, where I have to go do that. And it's with a car wash that I bought. However, the strategy is oddly analogous to how we would build ball python brands. So I thought I would talk through that today and get your input on what you think I'm missing. So I'm going to do that. Let's, speaking of supporting some people, let's take care of these advertisers. Let's pay a couple bills. Let's give a little bit of thanks First off, Redline Shipping is still who I ship with. They still have the best service in the industry, the best team, the best support, the best supplies. They have the industrial knowledge. Go check them out. Also, amazing platform of a user experience. So all of those things, they do have a phone number you can call and get customer support, and they are reptile owners and enthusiasts and reptile specialists that are going to help you ship your animals safely and be there with you every step of the way. So Redline Shipping, you can use the promo code PROPER5, get yourself $5 off of your next shipping label. Shedtesting.com. Speaking of service, speaking of innovation, speaking of changing the industry, Charlie is doing fantastic, wonderful things. He's recently lowered his prices significantly. Couple of highlights. You can now do a 10-test panel for $85. That's $8.50 per test. And you're going to get the results back in 5 business days. And that's his published return time. If Charlie's publishing that return time, it means you're probably going to get it sooner. And when I say probably, I can't say it, but you know what I'm saying. And then you could do a full panel for everything for just over $100. I should know this off the top of my head. I think it's I'm not going to say it. I think it's 125, 135, whatever it is. It's a steal. That's every test that he has. It's like 40 tests. And those of y'all that don't realize, and I realize that it's new, it's neat, it seems magical. You test this stuff. Every gene has its own tests. It's not like Charlie tests every shed for everything and then withholds information until you pay him for it. He tests what you pay him for. So there's a separate test for Enchi than there is for Pied, and then there is for Clown, then there is for Axanthic, et cetera, et cetera. So each test he has to do individually. He has I'll just leave it at, has improved his operations and his efficiency. He's cranking out tests. They're coming in incredibly fast. They're coming out incredibly fast. They are faster, cheaper, and quantifiably better because there's less human interaction. In a world of science where humans make mistakes, you want less human interaction with these samples and with these tests. That's what's happening right now. Go check out shedtesting.com. Use the promo code. That is the wrong promo code. It should be proper 10. It's this overlay. Dang it. I got to update the overlay. It's proper 10. You're going to get 10% off now. Charlie just dropped his prices so significantly that his new prices minus 10% are still way more than the 15%. So you're going to get 10% off. You get up to 2 orders on that. Each order, you can order as many tests as you want within that order. So go check that out. Next up is Reagan, Renee, Royal Pythons. That is Charlie Ryan, specializing in Kryptons, DG, G-Stripe, Candy, Pied, Clowns. He is the reigning undefeated 15 minutes of lame champion, and you got to check out what he's doing with it. I really like his Krypton projects. And if you're like, Krypton, what's up with that? Krypton just won the Southeast Reptile Expo Series, as it's called, Recessive Best in Show Award. That's from Shane, Small Town Exotics. Also another 15 minutes of lame champion. I think they got something going here. You should check these guys out. I like that. I just promoted that off the top of my head right there. I like that one. Portuguese Pythons is Danny and Renee Rocha. You heard me mention them earlier. I've been working with them for several years. They are fantastic people. They've never disappointed me personally, and their animals are at that same caliber. It's phenomenal what they're doing. I love their Ultramel stuff. I have ingredients of Ultramel Pied from them. Almost my whole Ultramel Pied project. I have to say almost because I've started breeding other things into it to make hets. But all of my Ultramel Pied stuff originated from Danny and Renee Rocha at Portuguese Pythons. If you like Ultramel, they're working Ultramel in Puzzle. They're working Ultramel in Clown. They're working Ultramel in Pied. I don't know this to be true, but I can only imagine that those are overlapping too. So you're going to start to see doubles, triples, quad ingredients, that sort of thing. And they do a great job of working in the non-recessive stuff. Is it crazy that all the tribalism, now I have to say non-recessive because I'm going to get a lecture if I call it dominant, incomplete, dominant, complete. Thank you. You know what I'm talking about. All the other good stuff, non-recessive. They're using jeans, nice dark jeans too, like Blackhead, Het Red Xanthic at GHI. They're also working Sunset Hypo stuff. And as I said earlier, Ultramel Puzzle, Ultramel Clown, and Ultramel Pied. Go check out their morph market. You will be wowed, I promise. SunDogSerpents, that is Josh and Sarah. I've known them and worked with them, not in an advertising relationship, but I've known and worked with them since 2021. Matter of fact, Sarah used to vend with me on the Repticon circuit there in Florida, and they're great people. I'm so happy to see the stuff that they're doing. Matter of fact, I'm pretty jealous of some of the stuff that they're doing these days. They're doing great stuff with TSK Clown projects. That's an Xanthic line, TSK Xanthic Clown project ingredients. Go check them out for that. Also, Super Asphalt, doing amazing stuff with. You don't see a whole lot of that in the States. A lot of that happens to be north of the border, it seems like. Super Asphalt projects. And then they just had some really great puzzle clutches that I know are available as well. SunDogSerpents, Sarah and Josh down just outside of Orlando, Florida. Last but not least is Chris at B and S Reptilia. Chris will be vending with me at October Tinley. All the way back, all the way left. There's no excuse not to come see us. You know right where we are. It might be the longest walk, but it's the quickest walk because you know where you're going. You don't have to wander around hoping that you find the people. All the way back, all the way left, okay? Chris specializes in not only ball pythons, but blood pythons, locality, boas, colubrids of all shapes and sizes, Pituophis, that's the bull snakes and the pine snakes. He will have bull and pine snakes at Tinley available. They will have the right documentation, the right permits. He will give you the right education to make sure that you have them legally wherever you are and wherever you're going. You will be in Tinley, but you might be going somewhere else. He's my business partner there at Tinley, and we do own a couple animals together as well. Go check out Chris at B and S Reptilia. He's also the regional distributor of the Chipper Cocoa in Pennsylvania. If you need Chipper Cocoa, you could go to him there in Pennsylvania, or if you're interested in being a distributor yourself, you could get in touch with him on that. He will help you out. Thank you to the advertisers. Again, I can't say it enough. Thanks for the support. And these are people supporting our industry from within our industry. Much like yourselves supporting me being here tonight. There's 30 of you that just sat through the promos. I'm humbled by that. Thank you so much. By the way, if you don't know how to get in touch with any of the folks, all the way down, not all the way down, down below in the description is a link for every one of these folks, as well as the Dr. Tom Harbin Scholarship Fund at Auburn University. That is an endowed scholarship for future reptile-focused veterinary students. What a great legacy. Such a loss to lose Dr. Harbin, especially in the manner that happened. However, what an amazing legacy. And I'm really, really happy to support the Harbins in supporting the future of animal care. And as much as it grinds my gears to say it, Auburn is a fantastic school. I was pointing to the Gators sign right there. Something we can all agree on is screw Alabama, though. It's a great school. It's a great scholarship. It's independently managed, and you should check out that link. No amount is too small there. Thanks. What would I do from a business and social media standpoint if I were starting to build a new business? Just so happens I am doing that right now as we speak. I've done some of this stuff already, and I'll fast forward through that. I'll get you caught up. The very fast story is, if you're not familiar, check it out. It's a fun story. It's a fun situation. It's been an incredible experience. I needed a facility. I needed a commercial facility. I wanted to get out of the house. I wanted a place where customers could come to. I didn't want customers walking through my house, through my family space, through my guitar space, down to my snake space. And our home, I can't just cut a hole in the wall in the basement. So I wanted a commercial space to move into. And that has come to fruition. If you're saying to yourself, well, I see a whole bunch of racks still there. That's true. Those are the breeders. Those will eventually move out, and this will turn into just a studio space. I don't know if you caught along in there. I found a car wash, which happened to be the right structural building. Structural. It has in-floor heat. It has floor drains, and it's pretty indestructible. It's a cinder block building that probably could withstand a tornado coming across the plains. And I'm not going to try it. I don't want to tempt this fate. I think it would be pretty resistant to fire as well. And I put a lot of thought into that as well when I was designing things. So I bought a car wash. I converted one of the bays where you would drive it. It's an old school car wash. You drive in, you get your pressure washer, you put your quarters in, you spray your car down, you get the little dial, you can have soap, you can have wax. I do have reverse osmosis, purified water. So you get you get a rinse-free wash at the end of it. Spot-free rinse. If I'm going to do this, I should get my wording right. A rinse-free rinse, a spot-free rinse at the end of it. And I converted the one of the bays to a reptile facility, new floor, spray foam insulation, new framing, sheetrock, ventilation, inspected, certificate of occupancy, all that good stuff. That took me about 9 months to get to this date. I bought it on December 6th last year. And I think I moved in after 7 or 8 months kind of thing. So it's a rodent and reptile facility now. I was able to expand both, and I have a secure place where customers can come. High security. If anybody's worried about that stuff, it is a very secure facility as well. Now, I still have 2 indoor and 1 outdoor bay of a car wash that I own and operate and that I run. And so I had to take on learning how to run it, which I've mostly have figured out. Fortunately, the prior owner is pretty good about staying in touch with me, and he'll help me if I need it. Okay, let's get to the point, Adam. It's time to start building the car wash business. Very, very transparently, the car wash basically pays for its mortgage. Not a bad deal, because I get the facility basically for the price of the utilities. The car wash does not pay for the utilities. I don't make money on the car wash. I guess philosophically, if the property is maturing, then I'm making a little bit of money. But a maturing property doesn't pay for, my bills or my Friday night ribeye dinners. I have people watching the show, commenting on the show, and commenting on my phone here. Yeah, thank you so much on the thumbs up. Yeah, everybody, that does really help. So it's time to make some money on the car wash. I don't want to be satisfied with it. Just at best, it's not even breaking even. If it was breaking even, paying its utilities and its mortgage, I'm cool, fine. If I enjoy building it from there, great. But then I could really, really just focus on just blowing up rodents and proper royals. But all things got to be kept in balance, So some of the creative or insightful things that I did, I had to register a business. I had to come up with a name. The creative name part is really, really good. If you ever, you should look up like a branding exercise. But basically what I did was I thought of why I thought that car wash was important in business and branding and marketing. Sometimes you hear the expression, start with why. Why does it matter? Well, I didn't really know. It mattered because I wanted the building, but that's not going to help me build the car wash business, right? So I got thinking about it. It's an old school one. Like I say, it doesn't have the bells and the whistles that one of these new drive-in places has. All right. How do I leverage that? How do I spin that? Well, it's $1.50 a wash. That's pretty good. If this industry's taught us anything, we know people primarily care about price. All right. $1.50 a wash. That's pretty good. That building is over 30 years old, 35 years old. I'm wondering if some of the 35-year-old or 40-year-old guys and women that are there washing their classic cars, I wonder if they washed their parents' cars with them there. It's a small town. It's 4,500 people. There are 2 other car washes in town, crazy as that sounds. This was the first, the original. Okay, now I'm starting to get like a theme in my head. And all of those things together, I came up with like the unifying theme of hometown. This is your hometown car wash. This is the place that maybe you remember washing your car growing up. Maybe you have memories of this place. Maybe it's not as in good a condition as you remember it used to be, especially compared to these brand new multi-million-dollar facilities over here that cost you 25 or 30 bucks to wash your car. All right, now I got something. So I really wanted to emphasize the power of hometown. Hometown what? Hometown wash, hometown shine. Sounds nice. So I go with hometown shine. That's the name of the facility. But those branding exercises, when you think about like one of the really good exercises I like doing is just start like a word salad of why your business or your brand is important. Why do you think it matters? Does it matter for community? Does it matter for high-end snakes? Does it matter for clown projects? Does it matter for pet grade projects? Does it matter for regional sales in the upper Midwest? Start putting all those things down and you're going to start to get, and then you could prioritize them. All right. What's number one on the list? What's number two? What's number three? So for me, I started thinking value. Who needs value? Hardworking people. Okay, hardworking people in a small town. What goes on in this town? It's a rural town. Farming goes on in this town. What do farmers need? Farmers need a place to wash their tractors. Okay, farmers welcome. Let's lean into the farmers. So all of those things, it starts to give you a direction of and to formulate what your brand is about. So hometown shine is what I came up with. I registered the LLC. I registered the business with the state of Minnesota. I called the city to make sure that there wasn't going to be any laws enacted about wastewater or the reptiles. I had to do all that for proper royals as well, and that gets us to where we're at. I made designed and ordered a big 8-foot by 4-foot sign. The sign went up today. That's why today is kind of like that's why this was on my mind and in the show of like, all right, what are we going to do? So now it's time to start advertising, promoting, getting people in. It for up until now, it had the old worn out, beat up, crappy looking, banged up sign. It had a name called the Silver Bullet Car Wash. Kind of weird. Not really Adam's alley. So, okay, fine. I guess it wasn't broken. We'll roll with it, but it felt good to take that down. And I feel like a real sense of ownership. I've painted the building. I know this is not a hack. It's just a fact and a truth. A fresh coat of paint makes all the difference on a business. One of the first things you can do if you buy a business, just paint the place. Just get a fresh coat of paint and make it look sharp. And coat of paint does that. So fresh coat of paint on it. I painted my front door for Proper Royals. I have not branded anything Proper Royals on that building. It is very sort of discreet, undercover situation. It's not illegal. It's with the town. I'm registered with the town. They know I'm doing business there. It's been inspected. I have the certificate of occupancy from my renovation. So, but this is really about building hometown shine. So I got the name. I have the idea of what the focus is going to be. I have the branding. I have the color palette. I have the fonts. Time to start pushing it with what I think is going to be a big difference maker. The other car washes in town, I don't know if they do any advertising. If they do, maybe it's in the print media. Nobody's doing social media. If snakes taught me anything, it's that there can be a community around anything. And as crazy as it sounds, a car wash that people have nostalgic ties to or small town ties to, I firmly believe I could build a community interest around it. I also did some kind of below the surface research in town on social media. The largest account that I can, largest social media account that I can find based in Lonsdale is a young woman who's headed off to college, and it's her journey of selecting a college in the process and kind of going from high school girl to young woman heading out in the world. Cool page. That's the biggest, 4,500 followers. That's the biggest page tied to the town called Lonsdale, Minnesota. Now that I have my accounts back, Proper Royals has flirting with 9,000 followers. Proper Pythons has 142,000 followers. The YouTube channel has almost 4,000 followers. Proper Rodents is at 2,500. Okay, so anybody that comes to Lonsdale and looks up Lonsdale or Googles Lonsdale, I should be able to leverage some of that power to make sure that Hometown Shine is front and center. I also have the knowledge, because I've built all of those pages, to build Hometown Shine that way. So maybe tonight when I get off the air, although I might go to bed tonight, it's been a stressful couple of days. But in the next 48 hours, there will be a Hometown Shine Instagram page. I've been filming the transition from the old place to the new place. I'm going to lay it on thick. What goes well with the hometown and the hometown feel? Puppies, cute dogs. A little Lucy, she's going to be a little mascot for Hometown Shine. And then I also want to show the value proposition. $1.50, you could come wash your car. You don't have to risk driving through one of those machines. You know what needs to be cleaned. You clean it. You take the power washer. If it's your tires, you don't need your roof cleaned by a machine. You need to focus on your tires. Those are the sort of thoughts. Who has memories of this place that they could tell me about? I want to interview those people on Instagram. One of my mission statements, or one of my points of the mission statement, was that I would focus on supporting Lonsdale. So I bank in Lonsdale. I use the hardware store first in Lonsdale versus the big Menards here in my town. I get local internet service. Trash pickup is with a local company, not a big conglomerate out of the cities. I really walked that walk, but it's time for me to say thanks to some of the people that have gotten me there. So I want to do like by the hardware store team lunch one day from Hometown Shine. That'll go on the social media. Same with the bank. They've helped me out a lot there. And then I'm going to join the Chamber of Commerce. I think this small town stuff, I think it has something to do with it. It's very active in town. They seem very loyal to each other. And I got to start meeting people. I got to start finding more opportunities in town, both from a car wash, but also like, what can the car wash become? I had somebody approach me and say, you have a fair amount of land surrounding the car wash. What if you fenced that in and made it a storage facility? Oh, what if I did? Maybe that's an opportunity. So those are the things, like the thought process when it comes to building a brand that I get into. School of Crop. I like this a lot. It's a car wash. It's a car place. What's car? Oh, let's do car get-togethers. So I was really enthusiastic when I started. Across the street from me, there's probably a 2-acre field. And I was hoping that the city owned it, because I would do annual, semi-annual car meets. I could put on music. I could get bands in there. We could get food trucks. Diagonal across the street from me is a funeral home. And it turns out the funeral home owns that and has no need to advertise. They're the only funeral home in town. They can't speed up people dying. When people die, they go to the funeral home. They don't need to advertise. They don't need to build a community. Although I guess you could, but anyway, so I've got to figure that out. I don't have quite the space to hold car meets. I got to see if I can work out something. And I never noticed this in Florida. The Midwest has this real pride and passion about their lawns. Like, you can't mess with this guy's 2-acre lawn. Like, I can't invite people to drive 50 cars onto his lawn. Or I don't know what it would take to entice him to do that. So I might have to sponsor it elsewhere in town, but with a town of 4,500 people, it's not a very big town. So we could do it. It would just have to be under my banner, but then they still have to travel to the car wash. You know, it doesn't tie it together. It's not quite as exciting. Exotic A1 pets. I like this. Cars and coffee. That's pretty cool. I'm always concerned about like regulations. So coming from the food industry, I know that technically you need a license to feed anybody anything. But they could bring their own coffee and come hang out. And I don't know, maybe I just open up the quarter machines. The other part is that it's how funny it is that it still runs on quarters. to get a highly secured, weatherproof, commercial grade, sort of not damage proof. Anything can be vandalized, but to get those card reader machines, they're about $4,500 each installed. That is a lot of $1.50 car washes. I don't think I'm going to get card readers. Not yet. So I say that because I would have to open the quarter machines to make them free for cars of coffee, but that would be kind of fun to do. I do worry about people that are just like on the one hand, I want to build community. On the other hand, giving away free stuff seems to just coax people into expecting free stuff. That's another thing I've noticed in this industry has taught me, as well as happy hours and discounts and free this or that. I don't like it. So they can have their cars and their coffee. It would help if I had my own cool car. Like if I had, like something even cooler than like an old Mustang, like a SS, or what did I see the other day? I saw Oldsmobile. There was a real muscle car back when Oldsmobiles had some huevos, as they say. Anyway, an old cool Dodge Dart or a Hummingbird or something like that. I don't. Guitars I could, but we can't put guitars in the car wash. I'm going to go to these chamber meetings. Something I believe in, something that Robin Markland from Redline, I believed this before, but I've really embraced it just from hanging around him. Just go to places where you can meet a volume of people that might have something to do for you, with you, about you, that you could do for them. I think that's the value of a chamber of commerce. Let me bring this back to snakes and snake shows. I met and was given introductions to the people at Palm Street. I never heard of Palm Street. I did not know that Palm Street would be at the show. Just for going to the AARPE show and working with Redline. And when I say working with Redline, I basically, this is as transparent as I can get. I get a fee to go do live streams, and the fee would be less than what most people would snark at you for bothering to try and sell a snake for. It's not to say that they don't take care of me. It's to say that I had plenty of reason to say, nah, I don't think I'm going to go. That's not working. That's not making money. It's making opportunity. That's where I met Husbandry Pro, the very first show that I was out there in Colorado. That's where my website came from. It's where my relationship with Husbandry Pro came from. Relationships with Palm Street. It's how I got a table at Tinley, building relationships. And it has taught me, go to the place where people are. You might not know what you're looking for. You might not know what you're expecting. You might not have anything come out of it. But you are going to get a chance to shake people's hands, to look them in the eye, to look them in the face, and for them to know your name. At the very least, that's a great opportunity. So in a small town where I'm the new guy and they know I'm not from around here and I don't live in that town and I'm trying to be the small town guy, I got to do that stuff. So Chamber of Commerce, I need to start eating dinner there in town. I need to start having a beer after work, not every day, not being the drunk, you know what I'm saying? Interacting with people. That is all going to go as part of it as well. And hopefully I could start incorporating some of those people into the Hometown Shine social media standpoint of it. That's my thoughts on there. Yes, if somebody will purchase a snake, I will. Yep, you get 6 free quarters with every snake purchase. 1 free car wash for you. Absolutely. So those are my thoughts, guys. I'm going to wrap it up. I don't believe in dragging things out to any specific amount of time. If I'm not giving you content, then what are we all doing here? Thanks for being here. If you missed the beginning, rewatch it. Check it out. If you are interested in a custom Proper Royals jersey, you can customize it. If you watch the beginning of the show, you will see what a medium-sized shirt fits on my frame. It's a little big. I don't know. I did wash it. It's 100% polyester. It's not like it goes down much. that is the other option and can also be customized. This one's a little bit big for me. It is a medium, and these are unisex sizes. So this one was a little bit big. It has a little bit of a larger neck on it. $30 on these custom. You got to get your order in the next week. If you decide you want one and you don't get your order in, that's okay. I will have 2025. They'll be number 25. They'll probably say proper 25 is probably what they'll say on the back. Those will be available at Tinley as well. $30 on those. If you want them shipped to you, I'm only doing one batch. So it's limited edition and the target is Tinley, but I'm doing one batch. If you want to order them and have me ship them to you, it's $40. If you buy multiple, I'll figure out how to save you a couple bucks on shipping because I'll pack them both in the same bag. Otherwise, I will see you guys soon. Thanks so much. You can see me again back on Instagram, and I'll be all over YouTube, and I'll dip my toes into the TikTok pool. Thanks, everybody. I appreciate you all. I'll see you next week with Craig Hansen from Bash Coder. We'll be talking about the Epic Conference week after I got Gertz from Critical Hit on September 16th. And I will be back from Toronto already by then. I'll be hanging out with Chris Eaton in Toronto, September 13th, September 14th. See you guys. Bye.